while we as an oil producing communities, while we as an end are laying the golden air will be forgotten in an issue like this. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, you being here today, you are about to write your name in the heart of men. You are about to make history remember you tomorrow. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you all to this great event. Firstly, I would like to acknowledge the personalities present here today, the vision bearer of this very movement, a man of great timber and caliber, a man whose influence got across the world, a man that brought life back to a dead institution. You already know where I'm going to. It's not that person that Honorable Eru Osewiki Osaze. A very round of applause for you. Africa. Isoleto. It's called Dr. in the house. I cannot hear your voice. Isoleto. Ladies and gentlemen, we also have in the house Shema Oscom Edo State. Is no other person than Mr. Andrew Nosa Oyigoe. Isolato Okokoko Adanegba Severe Okokoko Okokoko Meri Bori Yere Lori Ahome Ojaya Sinie Wama Meri Bori Yere Nipo Baka Mary Bori Yemen o teme o. Mary Bori Yemen o viado pe o. Ojaya so people like Kunayo did this Edosa since. Now these abnormalities they happen. It is an error. Say it is an error. Say it is an error. God will bless the initiator and his initiative of this very great movement. The next on my list here is the Orion representative of Postcom, Mr. Chairman Igwe Koshes, wherever you are, in the house. Ladies and gentlemen, I also have a very great personality in the house. He is a man who has the capacity to gather and not to scatter. A man with the capacity to gather young minds for progressive movements. He's no other person than Kola Edokpayi, President Talakawa's Parliament worldwide. Isoleto. Africa. You know, some time ago, when I was seeing the struggle, I'm seeing the struggle to this very moment. Kola Edokpayi happens to be my very mentor, my role model in this struggle. There was a period where I told him that, sir, in no distant time, you will be the Anene of Edo State. He was like, how do you be everyone? I said, as it stands now, you have children across board. You have children in APC, you have children in Labour Party, you have children in Postcom, you have children in the streets struggling, you have children everywhere who are doing well. So you can see that what I said earlier is already manifesting. Well, I can't say that anywhere. Ladies and gentlemen, I also have here Mr. Uyi Erunomase of the Northeast representative of Postcom. I will never forget to acknowledge let me quickly acknowledge my very leader, District Press Secretary of Orewa Local Government, Comrade Roy Osarime, very youth-oriented personality. Again, recognizing King Jonathan Okunbo, the special advisor to Oregon Government Chairman. Again, Honorable Blessed Duran, you're also welcome. While I was doing this introduction, the legal advisor of this body, of this struggle, of this movement, of this developmental movement came on board. It's not that person than Honorable Friday Ogireaki, Esquire, former member representing the good people of Orion of South Constituency, Edo State House of Assembly. Final push! Well, in no distant time, I shall be handing over the mic to the convener of this movement, Honorable Osazero, to give us a brief of why you are here. I don't really want to go into that. So we can hear from the SS man, he's the vision bearer. He's the one who told us that, see, something like this is happening. Who don't even know? Just look at the banner behind them. The lowest amount we have there is $500 million. So where? An area that does not even have a single drop of oil. It is an aberration. Say it is an aberration. Well, I also, before I drop this mic, sorry, I will never forget. My leader is also here, Honorable Influence, a senior lecturer in one of our very prestigious universities. You are welcome, Honorable Influence. Thank you very much, sir. At this point, sir, I'm handing over the mic to. Okay, I'm not. Well, at this point, okay, if the attendant is with you, please just pass it out to me. Okay. Our leaders are already waiting to handle the activities of the day. I'm handing over the mic to the convener of this body, Honorable Osaze Ero. Honorable Epo Nokeu, you are welcome.
When I remember I was born, what time away
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen of the press. Please, can we be very orderly, please? Can we be very orderly, please? I want to thank everybody for making out time to be here today. And the reason why we're here is not far-fetched from the backdrop we have behind us. Some time ago, in fact during the Christmas and New Year holiday, we saw the capital project being circulated on social media from the Ministry of Niger Delta. At first, I thought it was a joke. I made my inquiries and actually found out that those were the main capital projects presented by that ministry on the 2024 capital project. Please, let's listen to ourselves. I believe that what is right is right. I believe in justice, and I don't think that was really fair on the oil producing communities. At first, we thank God that we have a son from Edo State. I think this is the first time that we're having an appointee or as the minister of Niger Delta, even though he's not from oil producing South-South, but we're still happy that at least we have somebody from Edo State. This gathering is not political. I think we have members of Labour Party, APC, other political parties and PDP here. And it's not sponsored by anybody. So this is the chairman of host community, I don't know which party he belongs to. He has not attended a meeting with me, so I don't know. I know definitely he's not in PDP. And of course, my brother here, the legal representative from Orion South as well. So we decided to say, okay, let's come together. And I called him and said, what is the host community doing about this thing? They said they are very agitated about it. And our elders, the Enigies, from those three major local governments, Ikpobaoka, Orion, and Ovia Northeast, are concerned. Our youths are restless. Our women, everybody is concerned about this capital project because this is cheating. But we had a meeting with them and told them, let's do things properly, let's address the press, send a letter to the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, His Excellency Bola Ahmed Siwaji, whom we know very well that will take this thing personal and address this injustice. We also got in touch with the senator representing Edo South constituency, distinguished Senator Neda Imaswe. He said he has lent his voice as well, and he is in support of our press briefing today. We reached out to our members representing our constituencies in the Federal House of Rep. Billy Osawaru, I spoke to him. I spoke to Dennis Idaosa, and of course our state rep representing Ovia Northeast and Orion South constituency in the Edo State House of Assembly. They are all aware of this injustice. So this press briefing with the OSCOM present here today from the three local governments is a clear message. We thank God that budget have not been approved yet, so there's still time for correction. We cannot have five major capital projects in Edo North where oil wells are not found. As I speak to you, you can see the roads on the banner. There is no good road to Igumokwa community, for example, where you have about 6-7 oil wells down to Abe, and even in Ugu Ward, in Orion local government. The roads are very, very deplorable. So I think that the minister should correct this and make sure that whatever he's doing, we don't say you cannot put projects in your locality or your community or your local government, but let the goose that lay the golden eggs benefit from it. So we congratulate the minister for his appointment, and we plead with him to do the needful as this press conference goes viral. I want to thank you all for coming. Thank you for your time, and we'll listen to the message that we have. Edo State Coalition of Oil Gas Producing Communities. Proposed budget 2024 of the Federal Ministry of Niger Delta, an appropriation in bad faith and insensitivity. Gentlemen and ladies of the press, we are gathered here as an emergent coalition of stakeholders of oil and gas producing communities in Edo State. Where are the oil and gas producing communities of Edo State? For the avoidance of doubt, the oil and gas producing communities in Edo State are mainly in three local government areas. To wit, 1, Orion, Ovia Northeast, and Ikpobaoka local governments. These are the local governments that qualified Edo State membership of the 9 member states of the Niger Delta presently, for which special needs the Ministry of Niger Delta was created by the federal government. 2, appointment of an Edo son as minister of the Ministry of Niger Delta, a curse or a blessing. We as stakeholders, we are delighted with the gracious appointment of His Excellency Honorable Abubakar Momo of Edo State as Minister in the Niger Delta Ministry. Although Honorable Momo was not himself particularly from an oil-producing community, but for us, it was nothing less a burden at hand, especially being that it was the first time an Edo State indigent would sit as the head of that interventionist ministry, which as earlier indicated, was established to give radical relief, succor, and herald the overall development of Niger Delta states, having been plagued by marginalization, abandonment, environmental degradation, pollution, etc. An area that, as far as our country is concerned, is the goose that lays the golden eggs. The mainstream of our economy, accounting for over 85% of our gross domestic product and our export earnings. 3, our angst and disappointment. Our optimism and excitement following the ministerial appointment of an Edo person to the Ministry of Niger Delta seems to have been hasty and or presumptuous. We are taught that Honorable Momo, an astute politician, would live up to his eminently deserving statesmanship by seeing himself firstly as an Edo-lite over and above clannish of selfish geopolitical consideration. We are taught he would at least have given to Caesar what belongs to Caesar. Alas, how so soon were our expectations of him cut short. He had proposed 5 capital projects in his Edo North, even when it is not the notorious fact that district does not produce oil at all. Whereas there are many deplorable roads deserving urgent attention in the oil producing communities, such as one in Orema local government. We have the Igumokwa Abe Road, a 27-kilometer road that is not motorable. And the people, that happens to be my community, the people find it very difficult to bring their farm products from there to Benin. 2, we have the Obage Nunuame Road. Sorry, we have the Orogo Obanikoro Road, Iwewo, Enugu Ward, and other rich oil producing communities as well. And we have the Obage Nunuame Road. It should be noted that Oremo local government has the largest land gas reserve in West Africa. Number 2, Ikpoba local government. We have the Oka Obage Nekankboru Road, very deplorable. And 2, we have the Uti Ewoma roads as well. 3, in Ovia Northeast, we have the Gelegele Ekewa Road, very deplorable. And we have the Ova Igbo Shodin, Legbamaba, Iguzama, Okabeye, Adeyanoba, Unwame Road, just to mention a few in those 3 local governments. The shocker, we are rudely shocked by the 2024 budgetary proposal for the Ministry of Niger Delta submitted to the National Assembly by the ministry. That proposed budget is an appropriation of agony, sorrow, and spite. A huge disappointment, to say the least. Imagine a budgetary proposal without provision for the oil and gas producing communities in terms of roads, bridges, and or other much needed infrastructure provisions. Instead, the ministry, for inexplicable reasons, decided to deploy its concerns and attention to towns and villages in the Honorable Minister's local government and senatorial districts that are not known to host any oil wells and or fields. This is the height of insensitivity towards the plight of the oil and gas producing community, and that is why we have the host community chairman and representative from the 3 local governments as part of this press briefing today. As safe cry to high heaven, our respected novelist and literary icon Chinua Achebe of blessed memory said in his book, Things Fall Apart, the sun must first shine on those who are standing before those who are kneeling under them. This Igbo proverb is instructive in this vexed issue because it is about the need to properly order our priorities. The questions begging for answers, therefore, is whether this budget is not tantamount to killing the goods that lays the golden egg. Your answer in these circumstances is as good as ours. Again, one may ask, would there have been the Ministry of Niger Delta without oil and gas and its attendant environmental consequences? Of course not. Ladies and gentlemen, our demand. We demand environment protest for an immediate review or reappraisal of this appropriation to give overriding consideration for oil and gas producing communities of Edo State, in line with the contemplation of the Petroleum Industrial Act. Although we are sufficiently provoked by this action, but as laws-abiding citizens, we have decided to toe the line of peaceful agitation, believing that Mr. President Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who has himself been apostle of resource control and anti-marginalization, would wade into this matter to right this manifest injustice. We equally believe that if there are conscientious men and women of goodwill in the National Assembly, this daylight snobbery and robbery would not be allowed against our communities. Warning. We warn, however, that our peaceful approach should not be taken for cowardice. We, the stakeholders, are not new to legitimate agitations for the protection of our rights. We are therefore in no want of ideas on what to do if our demands are not given due consideration and speedily too. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and God bless you.
To the